Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another cooking video. My apologies, I know it's been a bit. It's been about a month. I usually don't go that long without a video. It's been very busy, very busy, and the cooking channel is one of my tougher ones to conduct since there's so much that goes into it. It takes money to conduct. Then I record, then I edit. It's always in like pieces because of cooking times and stuff. And yeah, so my bad. But we're gonna try to get back on track here. What better excuse than a Canada Day video? So I've got plans for 2 videos for you guys this week. So we're gonna come back in with a couple of videos. Today will be the Canada Day video, and then if all goes right, I would like to make sure you guys have a July 4th video on Saturday. So fingers crossed. You know, I work a lot this week, so we'll see how that goes. Gets a little tough to, you know, everything would be fine if I had an editor, right? Like it's the editing, but nonetheless, also got a new microphone, so you might notice we're a little more crisper. Like I can always pump up our volume in the editing, but this right here is default. Nothing's edited. I haven't upped the volume in the editing. So pretty good microphone. I been using it for about a month, you know. Yeah, so yay. So I hope you enjoyed the better audio. The audio before was perfectly fine too. You know, I keep myself, you know, decently close, but now I can walk away, right? Like I can, as long as this thing is with me, I can walk away and you guys will still hear me. So that was kind of, you know, a bonus. So nonetheless, long enough intro. Today we are going to make some Nanaimo bars. I've been wanting to do this for a Canada Day video for a while now. But I always just, it takes a good chunk of supplies, not super expensive. I would say probably every place is different, but in Canada where things are generally more expensive, you can get away with probably $50 to $60 of supplies. So that's what I mean with these videos, right? Like me naturally on like when I feed myself, I spend like $10 maybe. It used to be $1 a day I would spend on myself, you know, because I'd just eat noodles or something. Now I'm eating healthier, so it's more like $10 a day. Maybe, well, I meal prep, so maybe like, you know, let's say $5 to $8 a day. But these videos, totally different story, right? So yeah. So we're gonna make Nanaimo bars. These are very popular in Canada. Now, once upon a time, they used to just be in coffee shops. Now they're everywhere. Now, like you go to a gas station and they'll have Nanaimo bars. And honestly, I've always just bought them, you know, cause I never want like a whole fucking tray of Nanaimo bars. I just want like 1 or 2, right? So I just buy them. I generally don't make them because I don't want a tray of Nanaimo bars in the fridge. So I've decided that what we make today, I'm going to take to work tomorrow. I'm doing overtime. Like me talking right now, tomorrow is Canada Day. I'm recording this the night before. So yeah, I'm going to do some overtime. It's a great day to do it because I never really do anything for Canada Day. I celebrate it in my head. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to bring it to work and other people can eat it because I'm trying to be healthy. And unfortunately, you know, it sucks when the video idea you have is sweets, right? Okay, so let's get to it. Okay, I'm back. So I, of course, have changed and my hair's up and yeah. So yeah, the hair down is not how I cook. This is how, like all my cooking videos, I look like this. hair's back, and it's pretty hot today, so I had to get into a lighter shirt. And I grabbed a little mini fan because we have house AC, but my main AC is in the bedroom, like my good AC. Yeah, so I'm gonna roll with this for a bit, and let's get to it. So, ingredients for graham crumbs. They don't have to be honey. That's just all I had available, but you'll want some graham crumbs, and one package will be good enough. You need 2 cups. Walnuts are optional. I personally am not a big fan of walnuts. I don't like any of that crap in my food. I stay away from peanuts and stuff. I don't have an allergy. I've just never been a fan. But it felt wrong to make Nanaimo bars without it. So I'm going to make it with it. Walnuts, a bag is perfectly okay. You need a cup. Icing sugar. A bag of this, like this is 1 kilogram. This will be perfectly fine. You need 3 cups. Then you'll want some coconut, and a bag is perfectly fine for that. You want a cup. You need some baking chocolate. I can tell some of mine broke. It's been in the pantry for a little bit, but whatever. So this is 7 ounces. You just need 5 ounces. And then cocoa powder. 1 container is fine. You'll want 6 tablespoons of that. And then custard powder. You want 3 tablespoons of that. And then butter, margarine, your preference, roughly 3 cups. You're going to use it in a couple of different parts of the recipe. So as long as you have roughly 3 cups available. And then some vanilla. You'll need half a teaspoon. You'll also want some milk. Now, the only milk I keep in the fridge, like for the past year or so now, is this. Because I don't drink milk very often. And until you open it, it can just sit in a pantry. Right? So it benefits me a lot. So whatever milk you use. So grab 3 tablespoons of milk. In here is my regular granulated sugar. I need to refill it. And as long as you got around half a cup, you're good. And then also an egg, just 1. So that's all the ingredients. So let's do the steps. Okay, I'm back. So I'm just going to rip this off. I picked up these from the dollar store. I have 9 by 9 inch trays, but I knew I was going to leave them at work, right? So I'm going to bring the Nanaimo bars into work, and whoever wants the tray after can take it. Yeah. So I'm just going to give it a little rinse. Okay, so we're just gonna grab 3 bowls. I don't have like bowls that are like all the same size. I really should invest in that, unless you count like plastic containers. I guess we could just do that. I don't know. Some stuff is taking a lot though. So I think what we'll do, let me just think about our ingredients. I think the big bowl will be our bottom. So I know it's hard for you to see. So we'll just do like that. You can kind of see all the bowls. Okay. So our big bowl here will be our bottom layer because it's going to take the most ingredients. And then this bowl can be our middle, which makes sense because it is kind of, middle. And then this can be the top. To be fair, you know what? Let's get rid of this plastic one. This can be the top because all that the top is melted chocolate. So yeah, bottom, middle, top. And yeah, so what we'll do is top layer right there. Just put your chocolate into the smallest bowl. We'll deal with it later. And for now, we're going to work on the bottom layer, and we're going to preheat the oven while we're doing that. Now you're going to preheat your oven to 350 Fahrenheit. And by the time it's preheated, we should at least have the bottom all mixed. We'll start with the graham crumbs. Okay, not the easiest here. I don't have the space, but you can see what I'm doing. So 2 cups, which the bag's almost empty. So it is basically a full bag. And we're just barely at 2 cups, and I'll show you what's in the bag. I think I'm just gonna, I don't know. What if I want it for something else? Yeah, you know what? We'll stick to the measurement because there's like half a cup in here. Maybe I'll use it for something. So that proves a 400-gram bag is perfectly fine. And yeah, so pop that in there. Then grab the coconut, and this will be 1 cup. Okay. And put a little. So 1 cup of coconut. And then next is the walnuts. And that's also 1 cup. That was a little over 1 cup, but whatever. It's like I have like 3/4 of the bag left, and like I said before, I'm not really a peanut person, so who knows what I'm gonna do with those walnuts. I might just give them to my friend Mark. He likes to snack when he's watching TV. It can be you know, I think walnuts are semi-healthy. I don't know, not that what we're making is healthy, but yeah. Okay, so 1/2 cup of white granulated sugar. So we'll do the cocoa powder next. We're going to do 6 tablespoons. You can level them if you want to be like super, you know, people can, you know, you could go like that, or you could use like an actual measuring cup. I wing it, so it always works out for me. So you're going to do 6 tablespoons. That's 4, I believe. 5, 6, okay. Okay, so now, actually give me that spoon back. Okay, so now we're just gonna give it a little mix here. So this is why I decided to use the big bowl for the bottom layer. Okay. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to just snag our 1/3 cup, but I'm going to use it for butter right now. You want 2/3 cup of butter, and then we're going to melt it. And then the butter you can keep out because you're going to need it for another bowl. But at this stage, if you're waiting for your oven and you're kind of like done, which we aren't, but you know, you could clean up a bit everything you've used for this stage, except for butter. Okay, so I'm just going to pour this back in here just to see if, because I just winged it. I just threw a bunch of butter in, and then I melted, and then I see what it gets to. Yeah, we're at 2/3 cups of melted butter. So we'll just pour that in. And then we're also gonna crack an egg, get that in there. Okay, and then we'll just mix this. I'm just gonna move my butter so I'm not being extra careful to try to not swing it off the table. I'm like, I don't know, not an angry stirrer, but I like to have room to just stir the way I want to rather than be careful stirring. Okay, so the bottom layer is looking great. It's, yeah, looking great. Now we will prep the pan. Oh, my oven went off. What the hell? I hate that. This oven, it's very old. So sometimes you go to preheat it and then it just like you think it's preheating. And then when you go to look at it, the oven's like off. Yeah. So we got to go back to the preheat stage, which means I got time for things. So I will be right back, which will be like seconds for you guys again. But I'm going to stop the record right now. I'm going to put some stuff away so I have more space, because like right there we have a lot of stuff on the counter right now. So I'll be back in a sec. Okay guys, I am back. I just grabbed a Ziploc bag. I'm just gonna, use it to butter the tray. This recipe has never asked you to butter the tray, but I'm a paranoia. I either butter or spray pretty much every tray I've used, even if it's like a non-stick tray. I have never trusted it. Okay, so that's greased. And now we will put our bottom layer into the pan. And actually, let's stop there just to press it. So you just want to cover all your corners. You can use a spatula too. You don't have to be like me and use metal spoons for everything. People will always have their opinions, but you cook how you want to. That's the joy. And, I will just say all my food has come out like absolutely amazing. I've had like maybe one thing I've cooked in my entire life that was like, that could have been better. Other than that, yep. What can I say? I'm a born expert. But the funny part is I do all the things that people don't condone, I measure by eye. A lot of the time, like this, I don't even do this normally. Normally, I'd be like, that looks like enough sugar. And then I'd do another handful of whatever, sprinkle, like I usually don't measure at all. But for videos, how are you going to, know what to put into your thing if I don't tell you, right? Like the whole point of these videos isn't to, show you what I'm cooking. It's to, teach you the recipe, right? So that's why I do measurements. But yeah. Now this is a lot. I hope we'll have room for the other layers. On a plus side, it shouldn't raise too much. And because it's not like a cake or anything. And the third layer is just chocolate. It's just like a small layer of chocolate on top, right? So it's really the middle layer that, I think will be okay. But because this is the biggest amount right here. Everything else is like, teaspoons and stuff, whereas this had like cups of a lot of ingredients. Okay, I think we're good. I know I'm just being like so perfect right now, making sure everything's, but I'm taking it to work, right? So it's not like it's just for me. I probably would be a little less perfect about it if it was, something just I was gonna, that looks good. Okay, so the oven's still preheating, so let's just start the second bowl. while that's happening. So this will be our middle layer. You can grab your custard, and you want 3 tablespoons. So 1, 2, 3. Now this one has an order of ingredients. So custard, milk, and vanilla is what you're doing first. So we got the custard in there. We'll grab the milk, which is also 3 tablespoons. So 1, 2, 3. And then next is your vanilla, and that's half a teaspoon. And then just mix that up. So it's a very small amount, as you can see. Nothing major. Smells great though. Okay, so now we're going to add the butter in. So that is half a cup, and it doesn't have to be melted, so you can just measure. You can just put it in here. I'm gonna have to buy some margarine on the weekend because I am now out after this. Okay, yeah, that's about half. Okay, so we'll just add that and then mix again. Man, it looks like icing. Yum, yum. Now, this is where you can get your mixer, but I'm just gonna keep mixing. But now we're gonna do the powdered sugar. I got a new bag because I'm really bad with powdered sugar. I buy it because the recipe calls for it, and then I don't use it for years. And powdered sugar doesn't really go bad, but the one I had, like no joke, I had for almost 10 years. I'm like, okay, you know what? I know it don't go bad, but it's been 10 years. Yeah, so I tossed it. It's like technically there's an expiry date, but for those that don't know, some expiry dates are there just like solely for legal purposes, but the item like technically doesn't expire. Okay, guys, so the oven is done preheating, so we can now put our tray in. So we're gonna just bake the bottom layer, and you could keep it in there for 10 minutes. So that's 2 cups right there. And this is why if you wanted to get your mixer, you can at this point, because there's going to be a good chunk of added sugar. But I'm just going to do it by hand. Like the mixer, if it was an actual need, mixers would have always existed, right? Like it just makes it easier. But you can still do it by hand. Okay, so that is 3 cups total. I need possibly a bigger bowl. Okay, I'm just going to transfer it to this bowl so that I can mix the way I like without it going out of the bowl. So if you are a person that your arms get tired, I definitely do suggest mixing it in a mixer. But if you can handle it, because you are going to hard mix it, so it is going to take muscle. And yeah. Okay, so that's the baking portion. Most of this is chilled. So, okay, now you can turn off the oven. And you're just going to chill it for a little bit, which is enough time to clean up if you wanted to do that. So I'm gonna give it a few minutes. You don't need it to be too terribly long. But you definitely want to chill it a bit so that once you're done all the layers, you're not putting like a super hot pan into the fridge, right? Okay, guys, we're back. I took my drink out of the fridge, and this is the sucker that we need to use up in order to make room for the pan. And yeah, so it's chilled enough. We can add our middle layer to it now. Okay, that should be good enough. It's about as flattened as it's going to get. Now just chill your tray for roughly 5 minutes, and then we'll add the last layer. I moved all my oranges to make room for it. But yeah, so just chill that for 5. So 2 teaspoons of oil into a microwavable dish because we're going to put the chocolate into the microwave. And then grab your baking chocolate, and I'm just going to kind of guess at 5 ounces here. It's a thing of 7 ounces, so I know that I just crack off a tiny piece and use the rest, right? So, although I do have, so here's my scale, and if we do, let's test it. Let's see if it actually reads 7. Oh yeah, it's reading 6.6 because it's long and half of that last bar is off the scale. So that's the only reason it's missing like 0.3. But yeah, we'll use the scale for this then. Let's see if that much is 5 ounces. 4.5, it's close. Okay, I'll just, okay, I was trying to crack it the other way, but whatever, it works. Okay, so let's just move that there and add that. 5.5, close enough. I'll give the roommate the, the 3 little pieces of chocolate, I guess. Okay, and I'm just gonna break it up. I just think it would be better if it was like broken up. Okay, and you're gonna nuke it for about a minute, but you'll want to like stir it halfway through. Okay guys, we're back. I just grabbed the chocolate that has been sitting in the microwave for a while, not on, just kind of sitting in there. We'll mix it in, and I'm gonna add something to it. I had totally forgotten I had bought. It's totally optional, so it's not like, it's not an ingredient that really mattered too terribly much, but we're still going to use it. And it's this, the whipping cream. Basically, the reason it's optional is because you can either, for your third topping or your top layer, you can just do the chocolate the way I've mentioned so far, just by nuking it in the microwave, or to give it like a better taste, I guess. I'm not thinking of the right word, like a more elegant taste, I don't know. But you can add some heavy cream, and not a whole lot, but you can do like 2 teaspoons. It depends on how much chocolate you're using. So I would say like roughly a couple of teaspoons for every, I don't know, 4 or 5 ounces. And then since we've already nuked it, I'm gonna just mix it in. I don't think we really need to nuke it again with the cream. But if you remember to do this before you nuke all the chocolate, you could nuke it together. Yeah. So, and then that'll give it, it gives it like a little thicker of a chocolate. Like I can tell right now that, yeah, so definitely don't use any more than 2 teaspoons. So it's been chilled. We'll just dump a little chocolate. Now that I've added a little cream, it is thicker. It is going to be a little tougher to spread, but it's going to taste better. Okay, I guess that is good enough. I was being a little bit of a perfectionist there, but it is done. And at this point, you can chill it for 5 minutes and then take it out and kind of like score it so it's easier to cut. I'm not going to do that. It's going in the fridge for the rest of the night. I've literally cut ice cream cake, so we'll be okay. You know, I don't really care that much. But if you want to have an easier time cutting it, you can, you know, just chill it for a bit and then, you know, do your little lines on it and then, you know, and then put it in the fridge. But yeah, we'll be fine. So that is done. At very minimum, you should refrigerate it for 4 hours. If you want to freeze it, you can freeze it up to 3 months. And there we go. It is in the fridge. So that is Nanaimo Bars. Happy Canada Day to my fellow Canadians. And we'll catch you in the next video. Bye, guys.